Hi, I'm Tracey Soltys, your leading health and nutrition coach and molecular biologist. I've consulted with hundreds of people around the world on their human journey. So if you're a seeker looking for answers, information and knowledge, you'll find it here. Come on a journey with me as I explore the science, the physical body, and the cognitive and energetic space of what it really means to be human. All right, welcome back everybody, and today is just going to be a very short little episode where I answer some of your questions that have come in. Thank you so much. Yay, I love answering questions. It gets me so excited. It really does. I'm so nerdy, I can't help it. Hey, now I've got 3 questions, okay? So the first one, should I use keto supplements to get me into ketosis quicker? Great question, and one I get asked all the time. Okay, so this question really depends on your current goals, your weight, how much fat deposit you currently have stored and need to shift out of the body. But here's my answer. I'm very sorry to say the best way for anyone to get into ketosis is to learn how to get there naturally so that you can learn what's happening in the body when this occurs. Okay, so we often need to shift and transition into this stage mindfully. So I just want you to encourage you to have patience. You're going to get there. Getting into ketosis is really quite difficult for people, but once you're there, you will feel the amazing benefits of being in ketosis. You're going to have no brain fog, clear mind. Your memory is going to be out of control. Okay, you're going to have massive amounts of energy. It is so worth it as a practice, but it is hard to get there for some people, okay? So often, as with many other different things in life, people are looking for that quick fix, right, for an issue, but that doesn't resolve the underlying issues or the need for assistance and support that they require when they're making these healthy habit changes. So when you have worked out how to get in ketosis and this takes time, then yes, a supplement can assist you every now and then to keep you performing in an optimal way. So yes and no. That's my answer for that one. My next question is, can I do intermittent fasting weekly? Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. You sure can. In fact, I just want to share with you what I do. So I actually practice intermittent fasting pretty much on a daily basis, but I know what my limits are and I know how far I can push myself. Okay, so I fast most mornings. I only eat 2 meals per day and sometimes a little afternoon snack if I need it. If I work out, then I replenish my energy and calories more to compensate. But I want to be very clear on specifying that I do not starve myself of food, okay? Because starving ourselves of food will only lead to brain fog and to cravings. So if you check out another episode that I did just recently on cravings, I explain the importance of keeping up our electrolytes, okay? And that goes for ketosis as well. If we want to get into a good ketosis and minimize that brain fog, we have to be putting electrolytes in our water. We have to be getting those types of salts, okay, because they are the keys to opening up the cells. So from my own personal experience, I mean, mostly I fast from, say, 8 o'clock at night until around lunchtime the next day. And that's typically a 15 to 18 hour fast for me that I practice. But what I make sure I do religiously is replace my electrolytes, okay? And this is where people go wrong. They aren't replacing the salt needs. And if you don't have magnesium, potassium, sodium in the body to open the cells, you're going to have issues with fasting, okay? I drink a black coffee in the morning and then I have 2 bottles of water with electrolytes before lunch, before I get to lunchtime. I'm not hungry. I don't have brain fog. In fact, as I'm recording right now, I'm getting close to lunchtime. I haven't eaten yet today, but I have had my coffee. I have had my water with my electrolytes. I'm not starving. I don't have brain fog. My memory is on fire. My brain is like bam, 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 right? So I've got heaps of energy, okay? And that's how it's supposed to be. But I also make sure I'm prepared to have a healthy meal the moment that I break my fast. I'm actually recording from home today and I know that I've got an amazing casserole hot pot waiting for me, which is very exciting. because that's what I'm going to replenish my body with, is having a beautiful meal to bring back in all of those vital minerals and vitamins as well. And I just want to keep you up with the fact that it's a gradual process, okay? So if you're not sure how to do this, speak to your healthcare provider. Speak with someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to intermittent fasting, okay? If you have brain fog, if you are struggling with hunger pangs or something like that, I want you to reduce your fasting time until your body adjusts, okay? Invest in a good electrolyte mix, and especially an electrolyte mix that's not full of glucose and sugars, because that's going to push you straight out of your fasting straight away, okay? So just bear that in mind. But yes, intermittent fasting, yay. Thank you. That's amazing. I'm so glad that this is like coming through and people are doing this more and more. It's so good for your body. All right. And my last question here is, what is a good quality water to drink? This is an interesting question. Okay, so a good quality water is one that's in its purest form. Okay, so like anything in life, when it comes to what we eat, we want to be eating good quality food, one that has the least amount of chemical alterations and is in its original form. Okay, that is the easiest thing for the body to digest. So many councils around the world, all around the world, because I know I have listeners from all over, mostly in Europe and America. So, and Perth, of course. Thanks, Perth people. Perth people, yeah. Hey. Many councils add chemicals to their water supply, and unfortunately, we have to invest in really good quality filtration systems to remove these chemicals when we pour it from our tap. So I just want to look at the logic here and what's actually happening. Okay, so when we think about the water supplies traveling a long way from the actual where they're actually found to our home, okay, it's possible that on this journey that water is going to pick up foreign matter, okay? It's going to pick up hormones, fecal matter, medications, pesticides, antibiotics, viruses, metals, bacteria, okay? All in the pipes from the grounds above that leak into the soils down. All of these things is going to be captured, okay? So adding chemicals to our water supply, okay, kills anything that's going to cause us harm. It doesn't necessarily take out metals, and I know that they try to make sure the metals are out as well in their own filtration process, but it doesn't mean that comes through metal-free, hormone-free, medication-free, antibiotic-free, pesticide-free. All of these things are going to have some sort of composition in the water that you receive through your tap. So it's something to bear in mind. Okay, so these chemicals that they add into our water supply are going to disrupt our own delicate microbiome as well, the gut microbiome, okay? And it can overload the toxic capacity of the body. And so it's important for us to make sure that when we get this smelly water, because let's face it, it does smell, and when you go to different suburbs around Perth, you can tell which one's higher, which one's lower, because you can smell the chemicals in the water. When that water arrives in our taps, we should be removing as much of those chemicals as possible to try and get the water back to its original and purest form. So I'm not going to enter into the fluoride debate, okay, because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about getting the water back to its most original and most purest form, because that's what's the most easily digestible by the body, okay? There's a few systems that you can invest in. You can get a reverse osmosis system. Okay, that can be quite costly. So you can get benchtop systems where you take the tap water, you pour it into the top, and then it goes through a filtration system. These are different to those ones that you see in like a jug that you have in your fridge. Those ones don't remove hardly anything, okay? I wouldn't even bother buying those. I would invest in a proper benchtop filtration system where you can see exactly what's happening. It's like an 8 to 9 step process within that system itself. And two brands that I know work really well and have really good reports, the Waters Co., which is an Australian brand, and also Zazem. Okay, these are great filtration systems, and you can even purchase a filter for your shower, because remember, your skin absorbs chemicals as well. Anything that we put onto our body, on our skin, is absorbed through the layers, okay, and is actually put into the bloodstream. So just remember that. That goes for, perfumes, beauty products, skincare, all of those things are absorbed into the skin as well. So when you're having a shower and you're actually having a warm shower and you're opening up the pores, you can only imagine the amount of chemicals that are actually seeping in through the skin. So investing in a shower filter, which we have as well here on our shower, is really important, and you will feel the difference on your skin. It's incredible. So that's it. Thanks for your questions. That's all I have time to kind of answer today, but I really wanted to get to those three. They're kind of all related because, ketosis, fasting, and water, all so important practices. Having a good water supply, so important. Practicing intermittent fasting, okay, because that's something that we've done as a species for an extremely long period of time, right? We've only been in this sort of social setting for such a short blink of an eye, where we've had all of the foods available to us. Majority of the time, and many cultures and many religions still practice a form of fasting. It is part of the culture, it's part of the religion. So it's very normal and something that a lot of people are going back to now to clear out toxins from the body. And ketosis, using a different fuel source to energize you. Getting away from that glycolysis into ketosis, okay, switching from a carbohydrate glucose form of energy to a fat burning source of energy. Fantastic. So yeah, that's it. Keep your questions coming. You can send them. These all came via Instagram, by the way. So just message me on Instagram and I will always endeavor to answer your questions. I know people go, I don't want to bother you. No, bother me. I love it so much. So yes, keep them coming. And until next time, don't forget to share this with your family and friends. Keep an eye out for my events that are coming up on socials. And if you want to sign up to the newsletter where you'll get discounts, promos, more information and resources, just send through your email address as well, and I'll add you to the mailing list. All right, everybody. See you later.
The information, views, and opinions expressed on this podcast should not be used or treated as a substitute for nutritional, medical, psychological, or other advice by a qualified medical health professional. Hosts and guests on the podcast express their own opinions, experiences, and conclusions. And nothing on the podcast should be used to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any medical conditions. The podcast is not intended to replace any medical or mental health treatment. All information and advice provided is for general well-being and does not take individual cases into consideration. Neither Tracey Soltys, guests on the podcast, or any sponsors endorse the opinions, views, or conclusions expressed or shared on the podcast. Tracey Soltys takes no responsibility for any symptoms or consequences as a direct or indirect result of this podcast.